Imagine with me right now that we're lost in the desert, high heat, like the Sahara. We have no more water, and we're wandering around aimlessly, slowly dying a painful death of thirst. And then all of a sudden, over the next hill, we see a water pump. One of the old-fashioned ones, you know, the ones that you gotta crank. And on it, on the platform, there's a bucket of water, full of water, crystal clear. But the bucket has a note attached to it. It says you have two choices. You can consume this water and heal your thirst for the next few days and live. But eventually you will die again of thirst. Or you can use the full contents, and it will take every last drop to prime the pump. Meaning you pour it into the pump to get it ready to pump the water. And in doing so, you will have more water than you can ever imagine, and you will live. Now the question is, what would you do? Now, from our standpoint now, when we're not dying of thirst, our insides aren't aching and pouring out of us. Our mouth isn't parched. We're not chewing on salt and being baked alive by the sun. So it's easy for us to say, oh my gosh, yes, I would prime the pump. I would take the step of faith. But it's really not a step of faith when we're not dying of thirst. But if you're standing there dying of thirst in front of that pump and you're going to drop every drop of that bucket into the well, that would take a huge amount of courage. That's what I'm going to ask you today, because now here's what I want you to imagine. Imagine you're one of the 70% of Americans, according to Gallup, that's unhappy doing what they're doing, which means they're wandering around the desert of a job, of a workplace, and they're slowly dying of thirst. And the thirst is a thirst of inspiration. And inspiration is water to our soul. And it's the same of importance as water is to the body. You need inspiration every day for your soul. And you have a bucket of inspiration, enough to get you through the day. What are you going to do for it? What are you going to do with the job? Now, most of us, at 70%, we're going to consume it on ourselves to make it through so that we're going to kill somebody during the job, doing something that we don't like doing and end up in jail. No good, no bueno. But you have another option. You can take that last cup of inspiration that you have, and instead of consuming it on yourself, you can give it to someone else who's in just as desperate need as you are. You can share your inspiration or prime the pump. So you have two choices in life. We can prime the pump, which takes a huge step of faith to give away that which we think we need most to help someone else, and in the end, we'll end up with more than we ever thought we could need in that area. Or we can continue to chase mirages. And that's what that is when you consume the last bucket of water or the last bucket of inspiration. We're chasing a mirage, something that we see, that only we can see, that we need, and it's all about me. My promotion, my raise, my once-in-a-lifetime job offer, someone coming and doing all of my work for me so that I'm not unhappy anymore. That's chasing the mirage. I say today, let's prime the pump. Let's take that last measure of inspiration we have today, and instead of consuming it on ourselves, let's give it to somebody who is just as desperate as we are, and watch what starts to happen. And I guarantee this, at some point, the Red Sea is going to part, and you're going to be able to walk through on dry land, because that's what priming the pump does. My name is Ed Carcarey, and I'd love to connect with you at edcarcarey.com. Find your passion, you'll find your life.